Hello, folks. Back again with ancient cosmography. So, this is a comparison I've shown before, and it's a recent one I did showing the revised, my revised comparison of Papua together with, Australia and the Philippines and Taiwan and Sulawesi. But I trying to zero in more now on Australia and figure out all the details of Australia. So I made a new comparison. And so yeah, this is Australia, this is Papua, this is this guy's front feet are Sulawesi here. His head is that peninsula in Mindanao. His body is the Philippines, and his feet are Taiwan. But yeah, zeroing in more on Australia, trying to figure out the specific details of it. Let's see. So yeah, I did a comparison, one above another, like this, but then I also copied it out to the sides so it's easier to see on this screen. So basically, I just zoomed in, expanded these islands, whatever, that seem to constitute the spearhead that comes out of his guts or whatever. And I zoomed in on what seems to be the face. So, I forget what this peninsula is called, though. I'm going to find out. It's like a lot of times, major features of the physical, geography are not labeled anymore because, people don't relate to the shape of the land anymore. They just relate to like cities and counties and countries. But I think I did find the name of this peninsula, but I'm not exactly, I forgot what it was. But, so this is Papua here in front of Australia with his legs being New Britain and feet being the Solomon Islands and penis being Papuan Peninsula, and his face, he has like a bird's head, like an open beak, and kind of head tilted back. And it kind of shows like the shape of that bay right there behind his head. But anyway, so this bay, it's right there basically. And so, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what this is. Like, I was not sure, I was thinking maybe this is just a symbolic head, or maybe it symbolizes something larger that encompasses more of the inland area. But based on my understanding of this zoomorphic mapping system through later iterations, it seems clear to me that this is actually the head. And like, let's see. Like, for instance, this is the Book of Two Ways, the ancient Egyptian Book of Two Ways of Jehudi Hotep. And the heads are the smallest parts, but, the heads are the parts that are zoomed in. So, yeah, nothing else is zoomed in except the heads. So, like, the head here of the god that's body is Java and tail is the lesser Sundas, and whose legs are Karimun Jawa and arms are Thousand Islands. His head is Panaitan. And, well, I guess, probably the Thousand Islands and Karimun Jawa are zoomed in here too. But other than that, it's just the head that's zoomed in. And so, you can see that has the same shape shown here, like a pointy chin and long big ears. And with Sumatra, the only thing zoomed in at all is the head. And with the Uraeus, or I guess it's like I think it is a Uraeus on there. And so the Uraeus is Belatung, and the head is Banka Island. And these are islands that are actually right here. But they're kind of, I think in both cases, these are what create the strait that you have to get through. So anyway, they just zoom them in and they make them into their heads. So I just did that to replicate, in satellite image form what they did with their avatars. And so, it's only through understanding the Egyptian system that I'm able to really understand the the Paleolithic system. And so, like, this is my local gatekeeper, or the closest one to me, Baja California. And so, again, the head, the only part that's zoomed in is the head. So it's like, you zoom in on Cedros Island, which is right there. And they zoom in on Natividad Island, which is right there. Being, Cedros being his face, of course, and Natividad being his ear. And then these kind of horns, these horn shapes on Cedros, like just on the back top of Cedros, is especially zoomed in. So, again, this is the way that I've figured out this system. Similarly in the same, so this one is the book of ancient Egyptian Book of Two Ways of Sepi. And then this is another one from the ancient Egyptian Book of Two Ways of Jehudi Hotep. And this is for Sicily. So Sicily's face seems to actually be the adjacent islands, the small island of Favignana, which is right here, and which I zoomed in on. And then the horns are especially zoomed in, which is they're a part of Favignana. And and then this is Calabria here, and Sicily as the body. So, and there are other examples of this in the ancient Egyptian books of Two Ways, and possibly also in this one. although honestly, I don't see that as much on this 5,500-year-old Egyptian map. You know, the Hierakonpolis Tomb 100 map. So it could be that that was part of a system that was not as much used in this particular map, but more used in earlier and later ones. Because, I mean, it might be the case, but so far I have not really found... Oh, well, no, it is the case. Yeah, it is the case, like, for Taiwan here. Taiwan is, his face is zoomed in a lot. So yeah, it does still have somewhat of the same system, at least for Taiwan, and maybe for some of these others. I think for New Zealand as well, it zooms in a bit on the head, which seems to be Stewart Island. So, it's like a system. Once it's easier to understand it through the Egyptian, because for the Egyptian we still have the translations, we still have the accompanying spell songs and labels and everything, so we can extrapolate out to its implications for the Paleolithic maps. And see, what else do we got here? And even like these shapes are somewhat similar. I mean, they're relatable to each other, I guess you could say. So this, I'm thinking, might be the tail. Like, let's see. Well, this is a zoom in on the head. So, this would, obviously this would be this horn. And my guess is that this other horn is this island or whatever right here. That's my guess. I mean, then there's Fraser Island a little further south, which is more prominent than this, but I'm not sure that it's necessarily included in this feature, like in the head. And so it seems to me that that the fact that he has kind of two upper and he has both jaws like delineated, like the upper and lower jaw are like articulated separately here. To me, that signifies this island here, and then this part here, so that this little island is that little lower jaw there, and stuff like that. And there's a, it kind of curves around and then indents and then goes down. So I think that's an exaggeration of this, or that's what it seems to be, that right here it kind of, it comes like this way and then it indents a bit here and then it sticks out again. So it kind of, maybe exaggerates that effect there, but that seems to be what it's showing. And so yeah, It's a beautiful beast, some kind of bison or, something. But I'm thinking that this is his tail, that this is actually seamounts, so this is not land. This part is land, and this part is just seamounts. But my guess is that that's what this tail signifies. Because it's right there. It's right on that corner of. It's right here. And this is right there too.